Breaking news from Stillwater, Oklahoma. A quiet college campus has been shaken by gunfire. Early Sunday morning. What began as a fun homecoming celebration at Oklahoma State University turned into a terrifying scene when shots were fired near a student dormitory. Police say at least 3 people were wounded in what they're calling an isolated shooting incident at the Carreker East Residential Hall. The community is in shock, and students are asking how a night meant for celebration could turn into chaos. It happened around 3:40 a.m. on Sunday, October 19, 2025. Students were winding down from Oklahoma State's big homecoming weekend, one of the most anticipated events of the year. But in the early hours of the morning, multiple 911 calls began pouring in. Reports of gunshots at Carreker East, a large dormitory complex on the Stillwater campus. Witnesses say a small crowd had gathered outside after an off-campus party spilled over to the residence hall. People were laughing. Music was playing until an argument broke out between a few attendees. Seconds later, the sound of gunfire tore through the air. One student described the moment. "I heard 3 pops. Everyone froze for a second, then started running. People were crying, hiding behind cars. It was chaos." Campus police and Stillwater officers arrived within minutes. When they got there, they found 3 victims suffering from gunshot wounds. Ambulances rushed them to nearby hospitals, 2 in Oklahoma City and 1 in Tulsa. At least 1 victim was confirmed to be a current OSU student. The university's emergency alert system immediately sent messages across campus. Active shooter reported near Carreker East. Shelter in place. Avoid the area. Students locked their doors, turned off lights, and stayed quiet as police secured the scene. For nearly an hour, confusion and fear spread through dorms and online chats as rumors circulated about the shooter's location. By sunrise, OSU police confirmed there was no ongoing threat. The shooter had already fled, and authorities believed it was an isolated conflict, not a random attack. Still, the words "active shooter" had already shaken the campus to its core. As daylight broke over Stillwater, investigators from the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation joined campus police to process the scene. Officers set up yellow tape around the parking lot outside Carreker East. They collected shell casings, checked security footage, and interviewed at least 20 witnesses who had been outside when shots were fired. Early reports suggest the shooting may have been sparked by a personal dispute between people attending the same afterparty. But officials haven't confirmed a motive or identified the shooter publicly. Police say anyone with videos or photos from that night should share them through the Rave Guardian app or directly with investigators. In a statement, OSU Police Chief Sean Daniels told reporters, "We believe this was an isolated incident involving individuals who knew each other. There is no continuing danger to our students or staff." Even with that reassurance, the fear hasn't faded. Many students say it's hard to focus on classes or walk alone after dark. Oklahoma State University is known for its tight-knit, friendly community, a place where everyone calls each other cowboys. But on this morning, the campus felt different, quiet, uneasy, and shaken. The university restricted access to Carreker East while the investigation continued. Counseling services were made available to students and staff. And at sunset, hundreds gathered for a candlelight vigil outside the student union. Students held hands, prayed, and placed flowers near the dorm entrance. Many wore OSU's orange colors and held signs that read, "Cowboys strong and we are one family." In an emotional statement, OSU President Kay Shrum said, "Our hearts are with the victims and their families." Oklahoma State will continue to support everyone affected by this tragedy. We are a community that stands together in hard times. But even as a community united, difficult questions surface. How did a gun make its way onto campus? What security measures could prevent another tragedy like this? And why does violence continue to reach even the safest college towns? As of now, police have not announced any arrests. Investigators are still reviewing camera footage, ballistics evidence, and social media videos to identify the shooter. They're also looking into whether the firearm was legally owned and how it ended up being used during a college party. Officials continue to describe the case as active and ongoing. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Oklahoma State University Police Department or the OSBI tip line. Meanwhile, the victims are recovering at local hospitals. Their names have not yet been released, but all are expected to survive. For students at OSU, the night of October 19th will be remembered not for homecoming festivities, but for the fear that swept through campus in just a matter of minutes. As one sophomore told reporters, "It's scary knowing that something like this can happen where you live. We came here to learn and chase dreams, not to run from gunfire." The Oklahoma State University shooting may not have been a mass attack, but for the victims and their classmates, it was life-changing. It's another painful reminder that gun violence can strike anywhere, at schools, dorms, and communities that least expect it. Investigators continue searching for the person responsible, while the university works to heal and rebuild a sense of safety. If you're watching this, keep the victims and their families in your thoughts. And remember, staying aware and speaking up when something feels wrong can make all the difference. If you want updates as this story develops, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next report. We'll continue to follow this story and others like it, bringing you accurate updates and deeper context on the events shaping our world. Thank you for watching. Stay alert, stay safe, and take care of each other.